Hey everybody, it's JackDFX coming at you with another episode of the Jinsue Empire, and it has been a long time since I posted for the Jinsue Empire, but we're back again, and we're going to keep on posting from here on in. I do have some old vids that I haven't posted, and I'm going to continue to post those probably after this one, so you may see some older episodes come on after this newer episode, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I'm just trying to play catch up because it's just been busy. 2017 has been really busy for me. So it is New Year's Eve today. This is December 31st on 2017, and we have New Year's Eve coming up tonight, and that means one thing for Jinsue, and that is Jinsue New Year. And it has been a great year for us. We have had a lot of stuff done. We've had the Iron Forge Tower. We have had the Stonemason. Hagan is under development and is becoming more urbanized. We have tons of food in Mirabito. It is going very well. The Imperial Highway has been connected from the east all the way to the west. So from the northeast down south, all the way down across to the western side, and then all the way up to the northwest. And so we have a complete highway that connects one end of the nation to the other end of the nation completely. So we have a very safe way to get from one end of the country to another end of the country. The main thing that we want to focus on today is how to get to Jinsue. Now, I had a previous video on how to get to Jinsue through Saturnia. We since then have built a railway through the Nether that will allow people who are traveling from spawn on SMP1 to get to Jinsue by Nether Rail directly through that Nether Rail to Jinsue City. So we're no longer traveling through Saturnian territory anymore. We still have that little buoy system that allows us to travel by water to Saturnia, and eventually we will be connecting to our neighbors by a railway, hopefully sometime soon. But right now we're focusing on developing our country as it is and trying to get ourselves up and running, having all the major infrastructure, and it's going quite smoothly. So today we're focusing on how to get to the Jinsue Empire as of December 2017. So let's go. So I'm at spawn. So if you are on a different SMP, you want to make sure is to do /SMP1 like this and press enter, and that's going to take you to the proper SMP. Now I'm already connected to the SMP1 server, so that means it's going to say you are already connected to the server if you're already there. So if you're not already there, it's just going to switch you to the proper SMP. So from here, we're going to go over to this frontier spawn. So you just look for this little portal thing. It doesn't look like much, but it's actually a portal. You're going to go through here and you're going to warp over to the frontier spawn. Now, you may not get to the eastern spawn right off the bat. So what you need to do is look for one of those portals. It'll be either like one of these, or it could be a red one. And this is the north one, so that's not the one. So these are oriented. So if this is north, that means that would be east. So I'm going to go to the eastern spawn. Here we are, east outpost, and then you're going to have this layout here. So this is the east outpost. You'll know it's the east outpost because it's one of the few, if not the only one, that has that wooden dock over there. And also we have, you can see here, the other types of portals. So here we have Outpost East, and if you just went through this one, it would just take you back over to this spot right here, right I'm standing right here. So what you want to do is you want to go over here to the Empire Boat and Tackle Shop, and then you want to get yourself a boat. If there isn't a boat already there, or you don't have one on you, you can always buy a boat using the Empire Shop boat sign over here. I think it's by right-clicking or left-clicking on it. You can just try one of the two. I'm not going to do that. I already have a boat here. I'm not going to waste my cash on that, my rupees. The currency here is rupees. That is what you use on this server on Empire Minecraft. And you can get a lot just by voting. So you see here, there's a big Asian-style castle there. That is the customs office and border crossing for Jinsue. So you're going to take your boat and you're just going to place it into the dock here without trying to crash. Here I am. Boom. Okay, I'm in. You can open the door, come right in. Now we just finished this up, so you'll see on here it says info over here, and there it says emperor, shogun. So you'll see people's heads and maybe their names. I'll actually put the people's heads and names there on this wall. You'll have general info about the empire here, and then you can actually go up, and there are some practical sides to this building as it holds a lot of information. Now this information is not there yet, but eventually you'll see stuff like rules, etc., and it's double-sided, so it'll be on both sides. for you to read there. Also, if you get onto our Discord server, you'll see the same rules, which will probably be easier to read in Discord. So if you want to get on there, just ask for an invite. We have current projects, so you can see what's going on in Jinsue. And then let's see upcoming events, so you can see the upcoming events here. Now the design of this is by Ruan Goofy and Dunstan, primarily I think by Dunstan, and they're the ones who designed this thing. We had Ruan Goofy and Dunstan, and I think Spike Hike also came, and they were helping to build this. I also took part, not as much as and also Beck, Spike Hike, and Beck and Spike Hike. They are key in building this, as well as Dunstan and Ruan. So we have Murabito. There's a little bit of information on Murabito, which is a town in the Jinsue Empire. Hegan is another town that's there. Jinsue, so this would be like Jinsue City. And then, you know, the projects one. And then we have extra signs or walls here for additional signs in order to add for, you know, upcoming cities and everything. And up here we have the Witch's Hut, which is where you can do your potion brewing. You know, there's public utilities here. You know, some spare storage if you want to get rid of some stuff or whatever, or just store them. There's an enchantment table with an ender chest, so you can go ahead and get your stuff from your ender chest, or you can try enchanting stuff here. And there's an anvil as well. So we have all the general utilities, furnaces and everything. All the practical stuff is here. If you need a place to rest, guess what? There's a guest room, and you can come in here, and you could actually, you know, spend the night. If you happen to be a weary traveler that's traveling, you can even enjoy some music with the jukebox, and then you know, standard stuff: ender chest, furnace, and crafting table, and a little flower to make things nice, and a couple of 3 double chests for you to store your stuff and then lay your head. Over here we have the Border Customs Officers' Living Quarters. So it's essentially the same thing as the guest room, same layout. And then we go up here, and there's all additional storage here. So this is all spare storage. So if you want to come here and store your stuff, feel free to do so. Please be please be aware that we are not responsible for lost or stolen items. So please make sure that you do not store your stuff in there to a point where you're going to leave it there or try and stay in this building for long term. This is not meant to be a private home. This is a public facility. So what we're going to do here is, once you've come through the door, you know, we come from that area here, you come in through the door. You know, if you're a first-time member here, you know, first time in Jinsue, I suggest that you go through and look at all the information that's there, and then you will see here it says portal to the Jinsue Empire Imperial Nether Expressway. So you're gonna come in here, step into this nether portal, and we're here. And here we go. So now, if you are a member of the Jinsue Empire, you're going to have a key to enter into this hopper. Now, I'm not going to show what exactly that key is, but if you are a Jinsuite, I'll be showing you that in-game so that you can come in and out for what that key is. Now, we have Dunstan over here, who is demonstrating what it is to be having a border crossing guard for Jinsue, and she's just going to open up the door like that. She'll open the door from that side using the pressure plate, and that's pretty much it. Now, you can go out of here anytime you want, but if you want to come in, you need someone to let you in if you don't have a key. If you have a key, you can go ahead and drop the key into that. So I'm going to go quickly drop a key, and without everyone seeing what it is, I'm just going to have the door open. There you go, my door opened, and there we are. Now we're at this railway here, so you have ender chests. So if you have something like a minecart in your ender chest, you can go ahead and use that. There are minecarts to spare in here. We need to restock on these, but have plenty more when Jinsue New Year comes around, especially in order to have the number of people accommodated for people coming into Jinsue. So we have Dunstan's going to follow along. She's going to grab a minecart of her own, and you can put yours right in front of me, Dunstan. Or actually, you know what? Let's switch places because I want to be able to see in front. Okay, Dunstan, you hit the button. There we go. And we're on our way to the Jinsue Empire. Now, while you're on here, if you're new to the Empire, or if you've been out for a while and you've been doing some hunting, while outside the Empire. Whenever you enter in here, make sure that you have your settings put down. So we're going to do /ps and press enter, and then you open up your chat again, and you're going to see here select PS group to view or change settings. So this is your player settings. That's PS stands for player settings. We're going to click on survival, and then you're going to see mini boss spawns right here. It's mini boss spawns, enrage spawns, and event mob spawns. Now, if you click, now for me they're all set to off. But what you want to do is, if yours is set to on, you want to click on all servers, and then you want to click on off here. If you have the asterisk beside the off, that means that it's already off. If you have an asterisk close to on, that means that it's on. So you need to make sure it's set to off by clicking on off, and you'll see your mini boss spawn setting is now off on all servers. So for your enraged mob spawns, you're going to go click on all and then click on off. And then it's going to say enraged mob spawns setting is now off for all servers. And then for your event mob spawns, you're going to click on all and then click on off right here. And it's going to say event mob spawn setting is now off for all servers. Finally, you want to check your difficulty. Difficulty by default is set to 5 when you're first joining in. You want to set this down to 1. So click on all for difficulty, and then you click on 1. Again, the asterisk indicates where your difficulty is set at, and then it says your difficulty setting is now 1 on all servers. So there we go. So now you can just close your chat, relax, and just enjoy the ride as you go all the way to Jinsue City. The total length of time that it takes for you to travel from the eastern spawn to Jinsue City through this nether rail is approximately 4 minutes and 13 seconds or 14 seconds, give or take a couple of seconds. So it's roughly around there. Yeah, so I'd say roughly about 4 minutes it would take you to get from one end to the other. So, you can go grab yourself a drink or something like that. If you want to, you can do /map, push that, and then you can always open your chat, and you can click here and then copy this to clipboard and put that in your browser. So here we are. We're at the junction here, where we have to go down that way, down that passageway. You'll end up going into Jinsue City. Now let's go here and let's close this up. Put those in there, and we can actually go into Jinsue City that way. There is also another way you can go. You can go through this railway down that side, or you can go down this way. Well, actually, once it's finished, that is. Parts of this railway are not done, as you can see. It's still under construction. But Beck has been working on this, very consistently, and has been single-handedly being able to build this thing up. But if you come up here, there is an ice highway up here as well, which is a much faster way of getting around. So if you're coming to Jinsue City, then you need to go down here and then go through the nether portal that is down here. So I'm going to go ahead here and then come over through this nether portal, right? But what we're going to do is we're just going to show you around here as other places you can go using the ice highway. So Dustin, if you want to come along, or if you want to come along, or if you want to go someplace else, up to me. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll come along.
Okay, sure. So Dustin's going to come here and you can just hop in. Let's go here. So Dustin's in. She's in. And this place area is still under construction. The rails here are just to prevent mobs from spawning on the ice. And you can see it works just as well with rails on the ice. And it takes about 4 seconds for us to get from one end, from the center of the nation to the western coast. So we're at the west coast of Jinsue right now. So if we come here, and this place is open right now, but once we have the security in place for this, you'll be able to go back and forth through here very easily, and also much more securely. So you just follow this dirt path right on here, and you'll end up coming to the Imperial Highway. So this is the road that's been worked on. This is a section of road worked on by Dunstan, Willie, Ruan Goofy, and Spike Hike, as well as a few others. Oh yeah, including Kate Endergirl, Always Been Hack, myself. A lot of people worked on this to get this thing done. and we've had a few key players in this, but yeah, it's finally done. So if you were to head down that way, you'll end up, if you go press F3, you'll see we're facing north. This is towards the northwestern part of the nation. If you head down that way, you'll end up heading south. So that'll end up taking you towards, the southwestern side of the highway, and then eventually it's going to turn towards the east and go all the way down towards the rising sun, and that's how you end up coming from here all the way to. If you go from here, that's basically the scenic route to get to Jinsue City, Mirabito, and eventually Hegan. So again, we have other towns that are in the works, and looks like someone's made another little path over here. Along the way on the road, you'll get villages, NPC villages, and rest stops, a whole bunch of different things that you can find along here. So, and we always try to keep them stocked with food and stables, so that you'll be able to rest your horse, rest your feet, and then also even have some food to stock up on. Food in Jinsue is completely for free, so you can always get food easily here. So we're back on the Ice Highway and heading back to Jinsue City. If you happen to be interested in joining the Jinsue Empire, you can join very easily. All you have to do is be an honest, good player and be active. There are some people who end up going away for a while, but we ask that people who do try to come by and just help out around here. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna head to a temporary stop we have in Mirabito. Now this is not gonna be there forever, but actually you can actually take this railway, I think, all the way to the junction. So let's see how fast it takes. But that was this temporary stop to Mirabito. So if we go all the way this way, it'll go all the way to the junction. So now we're at the eastern coast. Whoa. This just goes to show you how fast how fast this is. So we're at the eastern coast now. So let me just go this side. Where is Dustin? You want to hop on? We'll actually head back to Jinsue City. One thing about these ice boats is they're kind of difficult to control when you're turning, but they're worth it because they're just so fast. Whoa! I bypassed it completely. Now we're going to end up having stoppers here, so you don't end up doing what I just did. So there's going to be probably more slime blocks on the ground, so that people end up stopping more frequently rather than just boom, that's it. So yeah, so we're gonna have that definitely put up in here. But yeah, if you do want to join Jinsue, it's not a big deal. The only form of tax in Jinsue is labor, so we just ask you to help out on big projects and on public projects, as well as your own private ones, and also help your fellow Jinsuites with building whatever they need to build as far as their homes are concerned. Stick to the rules and make sure that you just try and stay active as best you can, so that you can make something out of this whole nation that's there. We have a huge amount of land. It's about 10,000 blocks wide from east to west. I'd say roughly around there, and about 5,000 blocks from north to south. It is a very large continent that we have all to ourselves. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, if you ever want to go down to that side, if you're looking for buildings of interest, every single building of interest has a beacon, just like that one over there. And you can see the white beacons are for infrastructure buildings, such as the stonemason. When this just happens to be the stonemason, here it is. So you can see entrance, Jinsue City stonemason. So if you come in here, you can actually come in here and you can see stone generator is on when the light is on. So just if you read, you'll be able to find out, or more specifically, if you read English, you'll be able to easily know how to operate most of this stuff. So let's go ahead and turn this on. There we go. Now that it's on, and we can go ahead and take our pickaxes and then start going ahead and breaking stuff here. And you'll see it generates stone right off the bat, not cobblestone. So if you happen to have silk touch on your pickaxe, you can just get straight stone if you want. Whereas if you don't, you just end up with cobblestone. However, if you don't have silk touch and you want to have stone instead of cobblestone, just turn on the auto smelter and make sure you got your fuel loaded in here. You can see over here it says fuel for auto smelter, which goes into here, and then you have put either coal blocks, lava, blaze rods, or wood, or the like, anything that would be combustible in a furnace. If anything happens to go screwy and this thing freezes up, all you have to do is push this button to reset the stone generator. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this off. And if you want to turn it off again, you push this button twice. 1, 2, and there it goes. It turns off. Also, if you forget to turn it off, you can always just just leave it behind and then just go right through this door, and it'll off the stonemason altogether. Okay. Shall we go, Dustin? Okay. Do you have your wings?
I don't have wings.
Your elytra.
No,
No?
I don't have wings.
Oh, you don't have wings. Okay. Do you have your horse?
Yes, I have a horse.
Okay. Why don't you take the nether? You know what? Why don't you take the nether the ice way? Take the nether express on the ice road to Minabito. You'll see as you're going eastbound on that, there'll be a small patch of dirt with a chest beside it that's holding boats, and then a ladder going up and down. You want to get to that point where the ladder is, put your boat away, and go up the ladder, and you're able to come up to the portal to Minabito right at the top of the hole where there'll be a trapdoor.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you do that, and I'm gonna go by Elytra. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just both go. We'll both go.
Hold on a second.
Or actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll both go. You take the thing. I'll fly. So Dustin's heading back into the Nether in order to take the Nether expressway to Minabito. She'll end up meeting us there, and I'm just gonna take my wings. As you can see, I'm decked out in my elytra and my armor, and I've got about 6 rockets. Should be good enough for me to get to Minabito. If you go straight, like almost straight up with bearing a little bit, like about 5 degrees, 10 degrees inclined towards, like downwards, so that you're going at an angle upwards, you're more likely to just use about 3 to 4 rockets to get to Minabito. So 6 rockets should be able to get enough as long as you can get off the ground. So here we go. There we go. I'm off the ground. Okay, and I'm at a point where I am too high to use fireworks. So if you're flying, you just want to bear yourself this way. If you're going by horse on the Imperial Highway, just follow the road east. That's it. Just keep following the road. Now, nice thing about flying or taking the Nether Express is you can eat while you're traveling, and while flying, it's reasonably hands-off. So it's not too bad. Now, if you are traveling by air, it is helpful to have your dynamic map open, which is doing /map, pressing enter, and then there you go, you can use that. Oh, and we've arrived at Minabito already. Another thing you can do is have a mini-map mod that is approved by the server in order to navigate by following the road. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fly over here, straight down there. Whoa, try to navigate through these trees and land perfectly right over there. Now Dunstan is probably over down that side, and I'm over here. This is where the railway to Hagon is. Now we don't have a connection to Hagon just yet, but the Nether Expressway is eventually going to connect to that. So we're going to have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 methods of transportation in Jinsue. So you can take your pick, or actually 5 if you include Elytra. So we'll have the highway. We have, oh, there's Dustin. So yeah, if you're taking the Nether Expressway, you'd come out of here from Minabito. This Nether portal is eventually going to get closed off to the expressway, and it's just going to be there to get to the Blaze Farm on that side. So let's keep on going here, and we're going to go to the old railway that leads to Hagon. That's eventually going to be closed off, as well as we're having a new, more nice looking railway that's a little bit higher, a little more practical for the smart rail system that we're coming up with to go from Hagon to Minabito and all throughout Jinsue. So if you come down this side, you'll eventually see over here the new railway that is being built for the Jinsue Empire for the smart rail for the Imperial Railway up on the overworld. That'll get you between one city and another. So this is going to connect from Minorito to Higan, and so that's what that was going to be, and it's in the works right now. If you go down this side, you'll see the old railway, which doesn't look as nice, but still does its old job. It gets you from one point to another. It says rail tunneling credited to Linnea, and Linnea Wayne and Amelia Wayne, the Wayne sisters. They have been pretty much missing in action for a while because of real life stuff. So so Dunstan's taken over the tunneling of the new railway. So we can just hop in and off we go. And we're off on our way to Higan. Now, the travel time in the overworld railway, in this particular overworld railway, from Minorito to Higan is approximately 7 minutes and a few seconds. It's under 8 minutes essentially. So you may want to go ahead and do /map. You may want to go ahead and do /map, and then open up your chat, click on this, copy to clipboard, and then have that pasted into your browser so you can go ahead and see where you are on the mini map, and then you just go grab yourself a sandwich and come back. Now the nice thing is we have that link on our Discord server, so that means you can always have the Discord app on your phone or your tablet, and then you can open up the dynamic map on EMC from your mobile device, and then you can just go anywhere you want while you're waiting for your character to go from one point to another. It's going to be very helpful if you're doing a big cargo run from one end of the nation to the other, because when the smart rail system is up, all you will have to do is just push a button, and then you'll be on your merry way after you've finished loading your stuff, of course, and your train is ready. So once the train is all loaded and everything, and you hop in and you push your destination and go, then you just open up the dynamic map on your mobile device and just watch your progress as you go do something else away from your computer. So that's perfect for this, or you can go do something else while on your computer. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward this to get to our destination, so you don't have to go through the whole 7-minute ride of going on this rail. So we're here in Higan, and this is the station that was built by Pablo, aka Ninja, and you can see it's being torn down to make room for the new station. So we're going to go ahead and put our minecarts in here, and then go back through these doors. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can see here the same old, here the old Jinsue logging cabin and fishing dock, which is still here. Not much use these days, but it's still being used for storage to a certain degree, but not as much as before. We have the Higan Shogunate Mansion over there, but we have my old house over there, some old buildings you can see there. We have some new roads and new bridges that are coming up over there, and new neighborhoods coming down on that side. And if you ever come around, we'll be glad to give you a full tour of this thing, but I'll have to leave that for another video. So until next time, this is Check the Effects. I will see you in the next video. Peace.